Nationers, the Super Bowl is right around the corner, and I've always been curious about the logistics of the Super Bowl. It's one of the biggest events, if not the biggest, here in America. And I know a ton of people are watching in different countries around the world. And so today, we're going to be taking an insider look on how Super Bowl fields are deep cleaned and prepped for game day. I find this video pretty interesting because I am a big logistics guy. I love to know how things work, and it's fun facts that I can tell my friends, especially for a big event like this. Leave a comment on who do you think is going to win this year's Super Bowl, and let's get right into it. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, those guidelines. Scrubbing. Imagine there's a lot of water used in this, to be honest.
Hi, my name is Jordan Shea. I'm a
Hi, Jordan.
groundskeeper in professional football.
Oh, groundskeeper.
Today, I'm going to guide you through the process of deep cleaning and preparing an NFL field for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this must be super interesting because I know from what I've seen, when games are done, usually they will have to scrub the end zones. And that like already is a pretty wide area. So I want to learn.
I started groundskeeping for the Los Angeles Memorial
Groundskeeping, baby. How do you get it even, though? You know what I'm saying?
I went on to SoFi Stadium in 2021.
Yeah.
When I found out the Super Bowl was coming to SoFi Stadium, it was very exciting to know that I would have the opportunity to be a part of such a big event.
That is super cool. Oh my gosh, they cover the entire field?
Professional football, there are a lot more fine details that go into
That's insane.
all the planning and the execution when it comes to events and preparation, as well as cleanup.
Removing paint. Right, because they would have already had like the logo
is removing the paint
for the Rams. Yeah, the old Rams logo on the side of that machine. That's so funny.
It's called a P-Rex, and what it does is they're brushes with very strong bristles in a circular shape that go down and scrub.
I mean, that
paint
wheel
off
is completely
after we
blue.
Spray down a solution.
Okay. I mean, yeah, there must be a lot used in this because they have to set it up.
Each and every one.
Yeah.
A few out there on the field after the game ends. Once the paint
Yeah, it feels weird. It's like faded, but it doesn't go away.
There's a vacuum that sucks the excess paint into a tank.
Oh, that's
These
okay.
machines have something that sprays the tires in order to remove the paint from them, so there's no tracking, and that way we don't get paint in spots that we don't want it. When it's
Yeah, that must be very interesting to do.
And drain the tank, then we drive into our wash station.
Yeah, that must be so much water.
Process of the P-Rex. So right now we're removing the used brushes,
Okay.
spraying them off to get all the paint off, storing them off to the side so they can dry, and putting a new brush onto each P-Rex in order to send it back out and start cleaning again.
Oh my gosh.
We filled the tanks with water and the paint removing solution. We dumped the tank that filters the rubber out of the
Right,
used
yeah,
paint,
all the turf stuff,
and then
yeah.
from there, we dispose of the paint.
Ooh.
So the brushes on the P-Rex go down onto the turf and spin, as well as the operator drives the machine back and forth in order to
That's fair.
remove paint from a certain area mixed with the
It'd be kind of fun driving. I'm not gonna lie.
The process can take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. We just keep going until we don't see any more paint on the field.
2 to
and
4 hours.
It's good to go and ready for the next paint.
That's insane. Then they have to repaint
Now we've
it.
finished
Oh
removing
my
all the
gosh.
paint from the field and it's clear to go for the next paint day. We can start the process of painting.
Oh my
Process of
gosh.
painting
Those
for the Super Bowl is
guidelines,
different
man.
from any other game because there is a whole other crew that is also involved in the painting.
Wonder how you
So
get
the
them
preparation
even. I
process
feel like
for
that's
the
a
Super
huge
Bowl
thing. Getting them
starts
even.
At least 2 weeks ahead of the actual game. When painting for the Super Bowl, there are different logos that we've never used before, new stencils, so we have to map out where everything goes and measure the spots for these specific stencils. That may be in a spot on the field that has never been painted before.
Oh, those poor shoes are just bright blue. I just realized that. I looked at the guy's shoes.
So while we paint these logos,
Oh,
we
interesting.
want the lines and edges to be straight. We have straight edges and we have flimsy boards that can be set on specific spots in order to
Map
prevent
it out.
paint
That's
from
fair.
getting into a spot that it's not supposed to be in.
Cleaning paint equipment. This must be a lot, man.
It's time to clean the equipment. These boards we take to the back washroom and we use solution to get the paint off.
Really?
So
Would
this
it be a
paint board
bad
is
idea to
paint
just leave it there? I don't know. That's just
layers.
me. Just
So
me thinking out loud
we
here.
Spray, scrape, and use use solution until we get it all off.
Cool. Oh, that must be so rough. Oh my. Well, I guess it is paint. It's not like spray paint. But I guess maybe would it become paint?
So we need to make sure
I don't know. I don't know much about like spray paint. I don't know.
Get all the paint off, but once it's clean, it looks great and it's worth it.
It looks nice though. I mean that board was covered in whites and blues.
So it's important to
not
clean
too long
paint
ago.
Machines because one, you want to take care of the equipment that you use, make sure that it can last as long as you would like it to last. You don't want paint buildup in certain areas on the machine because then that can start to limit the functionality of the machine.
Right, yeah. I guess you take 2 to 3 hours to clean all of that. Oh, and here's the cleanup. So obviously the Rams did win this Super Bowl.
The field is surreal, and I would not trade that feeling for the world until I realized that we were going to have to clean it up. So to clean this confetti up, we're using as many blowers as we have in order to bring all the confetti to one side of the field in one area so we can shovel it up and pour it in the trash can, remove it.
Oh my.
Doing it over and over and over.
This is, okay, this is just my thought. I don't know if there's like a system where you just like heavy go forward and it just vacuums up right into like a giant bag. Just a thought. I'm sure maybe that's been a thought process in building this equipment, but for myself, way easier. Way easier. Saves time.
All gone.
Look at that. Oh man, all that confetti.
Once the confetti is cleaned up,
Oh
we use
my.
a machine called a litter cat to remove excess debris from the field.
The litter cat is part of our daily maintenance.
Wouldn't you think that that
but
would
it is
also
important
work?
to use
Or like you
after
grab
the
it
game
like a
as well,
rake?
because there are a lot of pieces of debris that get onto the field. The first part of the machine is going to suck up the lighter debris, and the back end of the machine is a magnet that will remove all the metal from the field.
Mm.
When we're removing the debris out of the litter cat, we tend to find a lot of screws from players' helmets, small pieces of metal, small pieces of plastic, as well as sunflower seed shells.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
My favorite thing about being a groundskeeper is the team aspect. I work with a lot of great people. It's fun to be
Yeah, that
around
must be
them
pretty rough.
and to work towards a common goal of making sure a playing surface is working great for something of such magnitude. Being a part of the Super Bowl process is something that I wouldn't trade for the world. It was
That's a cool
surreal
process,
feeling,
though.
and I'm excited to watch this year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a really, really cool experience, if you ask me. This was probably around during COVID, so I don't know how this whole insider came to be, but it is interesting learning the logistics of it. I'm sure maybe you guys have seen some videos of people spraying football fields, the 30-yard line, things of that nature. So I guess it just shows that the entire Super Bowl is a mega event. Like, a lot of people need to be on their T's, on their I's, and on their P's and Q's. A lot of people need to be on their P's and Q's. And with all that said, leave a like and comment down below who you think is going to win this year's Super Bowl. Subscribe